Okay, you got Seb Brantigan. Welcome to this webinar. The Britpreneur presents the fastest way top producers hit 5 figures a month and cover their entire marketing cost without worrying about disappearing downlines or ever-changing comp plans. I want to welcome every single one of you on tonight's webinar. We're going to cover a lot of information here. So before I jump into it, I really want to get started, but it's very important that you find yourself a quiet space. Find yourself somewhere where you won't be interrupted. Switch off your phone, your Facebook, your Skype, whatever. Take your phone, throw it in another room, or whatever. But make sure you fully focus on this information. Grab a pad and pen because I tend to go very fast paced, and there's a lot to cover tonight. I don't want you to miss anything, so make sure you have a pad and paper ready to take some serious notes. So let's get right into it. So before we jump into the content of the webinar, quick questions for you. Is your organization being worn away by constant attrition? Is your downline full of moaning reps who want their hands held all day long and they won't actually do any work unless you do any work? Are you sick of comp plans that are constantly being changed without notice by fat cat company owners wanting to line their pockets and really who don't think about how well their reps or you get paid? Now, have you ever had someone join your team so excited to get going, and within a week they're in witness protection and their MIA is missing in action, and you just can't get a hold of them? Does it feel like you're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies, and all the while you're kind of trapped, and you're just trying to stop your team from quitting just so you can pay your bills every month? Do you ever wonder at the same time while all this stuff is going on, how top producers create high marketing budgets and how they really scale up their business and grow quickly? And how do they do that without being out of pocket? Right, so we're going to cover this. So this webinar, here's what it might do. Now, in some cases, it may actually piss you off. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because I'm going to unveil some facts that might be uncomfortable for you to hear, but it's so important that you do hear these. So I'm willing to handle the fallout. I'm willing to do that for you so that you can understand. There's certain things that have happened to the home-based business industry in the last couple of years. They might be a little bit unnerving. They might kind of piss you off a little bit at first, maybe some more than others. But it's important you understand, right? It's important that you know the truth so that you can understand how to really build this thing, how to get results. So that's why I want to tell you this stuff. Now, you will, however, like I said, you feel better informed about the home business industry, and really you have that feeling of security and just knowing that you actually know the fastest way to hit $10,000 per month. Now, whether you're going to do that as a coach, whether you're going to do that as a network marketer, whether you're just a stay-at-home mom looking to make money online, really doesn't matter what you're going to use that money for and why you want to do it. I'm going to give you some information that's going to lead you towards that path without it taking years and years and years. I want to just get you on the path to those 5-figure incomes ASAP. Okay, now also you'll feel kind of empowered knowing the kind of the secrets of top producers out there. So make sure you only use the stuff for ethical reasons. Really, really important you do that. So this webinar is for network marketers, it's for direct sales people, it's for coaches, it's for traditional business owners, it's for really for anyone looking to make a 5+ figure a month income, but it's also for anyone looking to create a 5+ figure marketing and advertising budget. So this is not an exhaustive list. No matter what you're promoting, no matter what you're doing, I'm very sure that this information in this webinar will get you on the right track to grow your business, get more clients, sign up more people in your network marketing business, grow your real estate company. This information will be extremely valuable. So I think some of you already know me, and maybe you've been on some other webinars before, but I'll very quickly get into who I am so you can know a bit about me before I carry on. So just turned 24 back in November. I live in Ipswich, United Kingdom, and I really went from barely affording a good meal to collecting awards on stage. I've got a picture actually, and I'll show you that in just a second. And I struggled with online marketing for over 4 years until I found a mentor, right? And by the way, on the right, some of you might be able to see Caesar's Palace, which is really, really cool. So, um, my girlfriend and I actually went there in May of 2016. It wasn't even for a business trip, and it was actually an all expenses paid trip just because my affiliate commissions and online business, covered the costs. So it's really, really cool being able to travel there and make commissions while I was, having fun in Vegas. I've been able to generate 371 leads and 6 signups within a single day. I started a new business kind of in the summer of 2016, and I recruited 21 people in 24 days, and I never experienced any rejection. Okay, I had people, wanting to join my business. And, like I said, I already went to Vegas, but I actually traveled to the USA 3 times in 4 months. I was living the laptop, or in the case of Vegas, I didn't even bring my laptop. I was still able to make commissions. So I went to Nashville, Tennessee in April 2016 for a marketing conference, and I went to Austin, Texas to pick up an award for an affiliate company. Now I'll show you that picture in a second, but this is not me bragging. I mean, I'm proud of my accomplishments, so I'm gonna share them with you to inspire and motivate you. But I want to let you know what's possible. I'm only 24 years old, so if you're way older than me, then you've got the advantage. You've got all this life experience. You've got all this greatness within you, and you just need to use it. So this webinar is going to help you with that. Okay, so here's a picture of me speaking on stage, back at the IPM event, back in Birmingham in May 2016. I was asked to do a keynote speech on. Looks like there's a lead or a funnel kind of presentation behind me, but I was mainly talking about how to use Facebook to grow your business. So I've been able to do that as well. I've been able to sponsor over 100 people into my business just using Facebook without doing any paid marketing. And I've been asked to speak on stage now, which is really, really cool. And so this is a picture that I always love to see. This always brings a smile to my face. So this is myself and my business partner, Phil Faulkner, who we actually still work together. And this is us in Austin, Texas. Okay, we went and picked up an award on stage, and really there weren't that many other people picking up the same award. And this particular affiliate program has over 100,000 members, and it's just really, really powerful for myself and maybe there's maybe 20 or 30 people on stage who picked up this same award. That's absolutely huge. That's really, really cool. So why am I even doing this webinar? Okay, now things were actually going really well in my business at one point, and then there were some shifts that happened, in the company that I was in, which really drew me to look into some alternatives. And let me get into those shifts in just a second. Because sometimes it takes a huge, huge, huge wake-up call to make some worthwhile changes. And why am I doing this webinar? Well, I want you to benefit from my experiences and lessons and things that I've been through that I really feel would help you. So that's why I'm doing this webinar. So here's a brief glimpse of what happened. And I remember this was maybe about a year ago. I remember making 8 sales in a single month. I was selling products that were $50 to $200 in price. I was in a health and wellness company. I loved the products. I was really passionate about them. I was telling all my friends and family about them, and a lot of them were poking fun at me, but I didn't care. I just really liked the products, and I always just kind of share them with people, not really in a salesy way, but just kind of telling people about it. And I made 8 sales in a single month, and it was crazy because I remember waiting for my paycheck to appear in my back office. And I was thinking, wow, there's going to be like, maybe $500 here or something. And I hadn't even made enough to cover my auto ship. And this was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. I was just, and it was funny because it was all because someone on my team quit and they didn't stay active. So I actually lost out on a bonus just because someone else decided to, throw in the towel on their dreams, and it affected my dreams. And that really sucked because, my entire income was, me getting this bonus was reliant on this person staying active. So that was kind of annoying. I'd put in all that effort, and then someone makes like, one click of their mouse, and then, I don't get the bonus. But, what can you do? So, here's what happened. I became a man on a mission. I started looking for a fairer and more leveraged way to, really be compensated for my efforts. So, I had some realizations, and, after a few years of, personal experience, this is the realization I've come to. The home business industry, here's what happened. Initially, it took a turn for the better. Okay, then it took a turn, more of a nosedive for the worse. And let me explain why. Let me explain that. So, happy days are here. So, I'm going way back to when the internet came along, and it was used to grow your business. Okay, you could, people were able to bring their business online. We all know we can use the internet to generate leads faster without going out, without prospecting. We can build blogs, websites that could display information about our businesses. Really, really cool stuff. Now I'm talking back in 2006, 2007. I wasn't really online back in those days, but I kind of know about some of the stuff that happened. From talking to a lot of top marketers, and they always kind of reminisce about these days because this is why you could even advertise your business on Google or Facebook, and there weren't really any strict guidelines at all. Everyone is happy. You could literally create a Google ad or a Facebook ad. I don't think Facebook really had ads, back when Google were kind of doing. I think Google were first in terms of, creating ads. So you could just go onto Google, create an advert, advertise anything, and they didn't really care what you advertised as long as it wasn't anything particularly spammy, or as long as it was a legit company, you could pretty much just advertise it straight on Google, generate leads. In fact, back in 2009, 2010, I remember those days too. I remember coming online and I was able to, create an advert, and very quickly I could generate leads. Now everyone's happy with that, right? And that all sounds like a, good plan. We come online, generate leads, and everyone's happy. Well, then not so happy days happened. Okay, it wasn't quite. For a while it was good. It was like free money. But then after a while, the internet caused some interesting things to happen. It was more the people who use the internet rather than the internet itself. Facebook, Google, and even YouTube, they started shutting down marketers' accounts en masse. They also made advertising hard for new reps. They started changing the policies. They started booting off marketers who, they just came on, came on these platforms. They got very lazy. They started copying other ads. They started hyping up companies. So here's another thing that happened that kind of threw into the mix with all that stuff. So pre-launches for new companies start to appear like every week, and they still do, to be honest with you. So hype, smoke, and mirrors, they also appear in an effort to get people to join. Now, how did companies start appearing so quickly? It's the fact that you can literally start a network marketing business from your bedroom if you want it. Okay, now there's certain legalities, there's certain things you have to do, but it's definitely possible. You don't, if you're doing a network marketing company, if you're literally building one yourself that you own, and it's not product based and it's all like online, for example, then you literally could build it from home. You could build it from your bedroom if you wanted to. But what happened is all of these different companies appeared. And so people, they started hyping. They started saying you can make, $10,000 in 3 minutes and all that kind of stuff. They started basically promising things that couldn't be delivered. And then people started putting these in adverts, and that got very, very bad. And obviously these platforms didn't like their users to be tricked. So they shut down all the marketers who were doing this stuff. In fact, they even shut down marketers who were innocent, and a lot of them couldn't get their accounts back. It's kind of calmed down since then, but they did kind of go on like a flurry of just hating all marketers. It's kind of crazy. So then what happened? Well, it doesn't even get better. It gets worse at this point. Direct sales and MLM companies, they start to get investigated by government bodies such as the Federal Trade Commission and the Securities Exchange Commission. Wow, I mean, what pretty names do they have? So, and this is kind of the biggest realization for me. There was even a billion-dollar well-being company that had some of its operations suspended for 16 whole months pending an FTC investigation. This was absolutely crazy. This particular company, they were actually in Europe. Everything was fine. They were, like I said, a billion-dollar company, no real problems. But then, they had some complaints, and then the FTC actually shut down their operations in all of Europe. Okay, and it even got to a point where this company couldn't trade for like 2 months, and then when they could trade, they couldn't take initially anyway. They couldn't do online orders, so you had to place an order by fax or by phone, and it was just absolutely crazy. So think of all the lost revenue that that caused. Okay, and in fact, they've only just recently come out of this investigation by the FTC and come to a settlement. That's pretty scary. Imagine if you're in this company and you're a top producer, and then all of a sudden you wake up to this news, and then your account shut down and all of your income suspended. If this is like your primary business, that's pretty scary. So this made me realize no company is bulletproof. I always thought that it was the smaller companies that get picked on, but even the billion-dollar, massive companies, and it was crazy because I remember talking to some top marketers, some top networkers, some of them who have been in the industry for over 26 years, and they were saying to me they did not see this coming. They did not see this particular company being targeted. So, again, no company is bulletproof. I don't care what company you're in. Sorry, it's not bulletproof. There is no way that you can guarantee that your company will not be shut down. You don't have that control, and you can't make that promise to yourself and to other people you work with. Now, this caused even more problems. Would you believe it? So going back to the pre-launch thing, now this caused a lot of reps to be, and it still does, causes a lot of reps to be distracted and join new companies. This really affects the activity of your downlines, and some of you who are coaches, it affects your relationships with your clients and affects the activity with them. And maybe you've been able to experience that. Maybe you've had that experience where you built a team, and then most of your team moved to a whole new company, and you're like, what's going on? Why is that happening? And it's actually quite normal for me to talk to someone who's in 7 different businesses. I mean, what's that about? So in short, the internet has made it, initially it made it easier, but now it's made it a lot harder to build a home business, at least the way you used to do it. So, these are some scary facts, but you can't prepare for what you don't know. So think about this. So this particular company I talked about, the billion-dollar one, they were, open in Europe, and one of my friends was a top producer in the UK. He was a top recruiter. Now, he actually left the company to go into coaching before all of this stuff happened. But at the time, that was his primary income stream. Imagine if that got shut off. You would have to then go and somehow come up with the money to replace that and still be able to pay your bills, right? So that's very stressful. So here's some more facts that nobody likes to share or hear. But my upline in my old company, they had to actually rebuild their entire organization 3 times in 5 years, and they were full time with no safety net. They didn't have a job for income, they didn't have any savings, they didn't have any other way of making money or any kind of money coming in. So is rebuilding once not stressful enough, but 3 times in 5 years? Could you imagine rebuilding a team of 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, and doing that time and time again? Now, this actually is caused by some of the things I mentioned previously. Now, there's obviously other reasons why people don't stay active, but for me personally, that's a big one. I've seen a lot of people be distracted by all of these new companies that pop up. And here's a very scary thing, okay? Now, the average lifespan of a network marketer, from my personal experience, this might be different for you, but I've seen this fairly consistent within several different companies. From my experience, is under 45 days. So that means that some people, they don't even pay month 2 of their authorship. That's pretty scary. So here's the reality. waiting years for a residual income to appear is, based on what I shared with you, it's getting less and less popular. And what's more is people want to be paid today for their efforts. So using a recent concept, when I say recent, within the past couple of years, maybe past 3 or 4 years, a recent concept called top tier. You can hit an income goal, such as 5 figures within just a couple of sales, and you don't need a downline to do it. You don't actually have to rely on a downline when you use top tier. So, what comes next? So here's what I wanted. Basically, I wanted more control in my business, and I didn't want my whole income to be dependent on other people who could leave at any time. So, is this what you want? Do you want more control, less being controlled by people who, trying to keep them active so that you can get paid? And, maybe you're also looking for the leverage of a marketing budget to go get more exposure a lot faster. If that's the case, then stick around and I'll get into exactly how all this stuff works. So what is top tier? When I first heard it, it kind of sounded like a building in New York, like the Empire State Building. But it's the top tier thing is it's top tier programs. So they're typically what they are is they're higher priced products. But instead of you paying a monthly fee, you actually pay a one-time purchase, and often it's got a very low monthly fee just to keep things active. So the idea is someone buys a high-priced product from you and you make a larger commission right away. For example, if you wanted to make $10,000 a month, the fastest way would be to promote a $20,000 product that pays $10,000 per sale. Now, different top tier programs have different commissions, and I'll get to that in a second. But if you want to make $10,000, then why not sell a product that pays you $10,000? And just find one person who's willing to invest that, and just do that once a month, and you're going to make $10,000 every single month, and you'll only need 12 people in a year to do it. So that's kind of a quick example of how top tier can be used to very quickly get to that 5 figure a month mark. Now, does top tier pay out well? Well, top tier programs can typically pay out between 30% and 100% commission, which is higher than traditional MLM. Okay, now the trade-off for this is you don't get residual income from multiple levels down. But as I mentioned before, nowadays a residual income is harder to make and it's never guaranteed for life. And just to clarify, I'm not against traditional MLM. I'm really not. I think MLM is a great business model. Okay, but I do think it is facing some problems right now, and I do think that the internet has made it harder to build your business, as I said. So, I do work with a lot of people who do traditional MLM. I just wanted to point out that, there's different business models and different pluses, minuses, both. So, this is just my view. I'm not like an expert on the stuff of top tier, and all that kind of thing. But, here's the reality. I just want to point out the facts to you and let you know the deal. Okay. So, residual income, like I said, can be swept from under your feet at any time. And it's actually built on a company that you don't own and you don't control. So I always say to brand yourself, make sure people join you and not your business. For this exact reason, your whole business can be swept from under your feet. And what do? So why not get paid up front? Why not get paid that money today or, a lot sooner than waiting months and months or years and years? Now, what do you think? Well, this sounds really good, but what are the drawbacks? Okay, well, this sounds great in theory. Well, the only problem is that with a lot of top tier programs is you can be forced to wait 4 to 6 weeks from when you make a commission to when the money is in your bank account. Now, I actually found a way to bypass that so you can work today, get paid today, and I'll get into that, towards the end of the presentation. So, okay, so here's the section, how to cover front end costs. So as you probably know, running a business requires funding and is no different with marketing and advertising. So starting a traditional business, some of you on the call maybe have a traditional business, or maybe you just kind of know this, but starting a traditional business requires building, branding, websites, copywriting, advertising tools, staffing, an accountant, The list goes on and on and on. This is a very small basic list of things you're going to need to start. And for those necessities, it could be 5 to 10K plus startup investment, let alone ongoing costs. And what are these? What are these things? What if these things, these marketing campaigns you do? What if the copywriting? What if the websites? What if what if all of this is not profitable right away and it takes months for there to be some liftoff? So this is why you use OPM, stands for other people's money, and top tier, and those two play perfectly together. Okay, they play perfectly together. So how does it all work? Why don't we piece this together? So top producers, they promote affiliate programs such as top tier programs that pay them commissions fast, so they can cover these costs ASAP, so they're not out of pocket themselves. So this is commonly known as a funded proposal, and it's used all the time by top marketers. That way, they aren't going into massive credit card or overdraft debt, and they aren't out of pocket. So they use OPM, standing for other people's money, instead. And if you've ever read any Robert Kiyosaki books, or you've ever been on any of his courses or events, he talks about other people's money and the power of that, to get the tools and resources that you need to be a good investor and be a good business owner. So make sure you're taking notes on keywords such as funded proposal, other people's money, because these are very crucial for you to be in profit quickly without all the risk. Now, here's a question for you. How high can you go? So here's what I mean by that question. Now, maybe you're thinking, well, how much do top tier programs cost? Now, there are some top tier programs that start from $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Some are even as high as $66,000. Now, some allow you to make a 5-figure income in a single sale, which to me is faster than making hundreds or thousands of smaller sales. You need far less people, like I was saying earlier, to make the same money. Now, here's a thing that I get from a lot of people. Is top tier, is it really that expensive? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do the maths here, because the numbers don't lie. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to compare the cost of top tier to the costs of, a kind of a network marketing business. Now, as you probably know, most MLM companies, their authorship is $2,000 per month. So over time, how much does that add up to? So, and as we're doing these calculations, if you want to get your calculator out and do them with me, then you're more than welcome to do so. But, I make sure to check these numbers and they are correct. So, $200. So we're going to times that by 12 months, and that's $2,400 a year. Okay. But there's more. Okay. There are some more number crunching. Here we go. So let's take the 2,400 per year, and we're going to add into consideration travel to company events. So let's say you go to one event per year, one big event, one big company event. So why don't we estimate the cost for a weekend away? So the event ticket be about $100. Return flight, $500. A hotel for a few nights, a couple $100. Maybe you can save some if you can get a roommate. Food, drink, and meals, there's probably about $200, for 3 or 4 nights. Taxi around the city, to and from the airport, $75. And entertainment, you want to go out and see some cool stuff, $100. So here is a total of $1,475, right? So it can be, I'm not saying don't do these things. I'm not saying don't go to these events, because they are crucial. They are essential for you growing your business and being in the loop with your company. And I love going to events too, but you have to face the reality that these events obviously cost money. Now, these are the hidden costs that people don't tell you. So, just for the basic necessities to run your business and to get one event per year, you're looking at a whopping $3,875, just under 4K, to stay active. So that's around $322.91 per month. So 2 years of being active doing that is $7,750. How about 3 years? That's $11,625. 5 years of being active is $19,375. So when someone says to me, top tier is expensive, well, I just show them these numbers. Okay, when you do these numbers, this is what you find. You are spreading the cost, but ultimately, paying almost 20 grand is, that's definitely enough money to join a top tier company. It really is. And, I'm sure you agree with me, but 5 years goes past very, very fast. Okay. And, these are just the basic necessities. So 5 years of being in your business, getting to one event per year and paying your authorship every month, that's almost 20 grand in 5 years, right? So that amount of money really does add up. Now, there's just one more point I wanted to make about this. So we're not including anything in these calculations like a marketing or an advertising budget, event running costs, or traveling to regional events. So I don't know if there's any more expenses that typically happen in your business. If there are, then I challenge you to add up per year what you're spending in your business. So that's a task that I recommend that you do. Is actually sit down and work out how much you spend per month, times that by 12, and you'll actually see the real cost of you running your business. Okay, because most people don't do this. So in essence, like I said, you're paying top tier kind of money. The only difference is spread over time. But if you were able to compress that time and use top tier in order to make those five-figure incomes within just a couple of sales, then you're able to get to that five-figure income a lot faster. Now, here's a question. Well, this sounds good, but who can even afford top tier? Now, I took the snippet from the site called Quora, okay, and I was trying to find a recent survey. The most recent one I could find was end of 2013. So here we go. So according to the 2010 US consensus, 7% of people and 17% of households earn over 100K in 2010. Okay, and according to the CPS report, the ASEC report, which is to do with the US population. Let's see, 5% of the 250 people or 250,000 people surveyed earned over 100K in 2013. And so, if we would work out these numbers, about 8% of 158,000 surveyed, they earned over $100,000. So, okay, I think there's roughly 400 million people in the US. Well, even if you're only able to target 5% of that, okay, that's still 20 million people. That's a big chunk of people. That's a big target market to go after. And you wouldn't need many people to be able to profit in top tier. Like I said, if you promoted a program that is, that makes you $10,000 per sale, you make one sale per month, and most of you probably cover your bills. And I say $10,000 a month because that's kind of the goal, the income goal that most people are going for. So 10K a month is a good place to start. So, when people say, I don't know where I can find people who can afford top tier, well, I'm saying they're out there. Okay, I know we're in kind of a economy that's not so good, but there are still people out there making money. There's still people out there with budgets who want to learn how to build a business that is scalable and has leverage. So what's next? Well, while these can be very profitable programs, even $100,000 per year household, yeah, they would probably struggle to buy into a $5,000 plus program, especially one that's $66,000. That would be, almost two-thirds of their income for the year. But what if there was something that still produces top tier income, but was a little bit more affordable for the masses? Well, Houston, we have a solution. Through all my research, and I was looking at different companies and all kinds of different things, I actually found something that not just $100,000 plus earners can afford. This new option, it really opens up a gateway for the average business owner to fund their business without an astronomical startup fee. It also lets, it lets an opportunity seeker join and profit quickly, as well as get paid for their efforts instantly with no waiting involved. So what is it called? Now it's called Black Ops Underground Marketing. Now our community, Black Ops Underground, now we share with you the exact system, the tools and resources that we use to generate instant $1,000 commissions. And you can use that money to fund any business, campaign, or project. This is ideal for new startups who need the capital to grow quickly. We've also helped people in traditional businesses to grow their revenue, and we've helped people new to business to raise significant cash flow. If you're raising money for charity, if you're looking to, if you're a new startup and you're just really looking to get off the ground and you're just looking to come up with the capital to stay active and also to grow, then we can help you with this. Now, here's what you actually get from being part of the Black Ops Mastermind. So if that's cool with you, I'm going to get right into it and show you some of the things we actually offer to people who are part of Black Ops, and why I am very excited about what we're working on here. So here's the first thing you get. You get 90 days millionaire mentoring. That's valued at $10,000. So this is a live, interactive mentoring session from Darren Little and Ari Maccabee, and they're multiple seven-figure earners. Okay, these are two people who have made well over seven figures online, and they actually take you behind the scenes, and they'll show you live exactly what they do to produce results. Okay, so there's none of this. I'll watch a video and best of luck. See you at the top. No, they actually show you live what they do. It's one thing to be given a video and you get some good value and tips from it, but it's another to be on a live interactive mentoring session where if you're stuck, you can raise your hand, and if you've got a question, you can put your hand up and say, I'm stuck, I don't get this. How, can you explain it a different way? Can you walk me through it again? That's powerful. Mentoring for me has been really, really life-changing. For me, having a mentor allowed me to get more results in the space of 3 months than I did for over 4 years on my own doing trial and error. So I'm a big believer in mentoring. And people actually pay $10,000 to get the same level of mentoring, and you're going to get it absolutely for free as a bonus for being part of the Black Ops team. People do genuinely pay these guys $10,000, for like 3 months or 6 months of mentoring. And here's some proof that these guys are, they're in the trenches, they're working, they know what is getting results. And all these numbers you see here, results not guaranteed, there's no guarantee that you can do that. These guys have been at it for several years, so they're obviously really experts. But all of this money here is profit, guys. This is actual profit generated using the strategies that you're going to learn inside of Black Ops. So here's bonus number 2. Here's what you get. You get a top recruiting training. So this is how to recruit new reps in 6 to 45 minutes. It's a $2,000 value. You learn exactly how to recruit people effortlessly on social media from 6 to 45 minutes, rejection free. I think my fastest is, I managed to chat to someone who had never spoken before to, and then within 11, 12 minutes, they were on my website qualified to join my business. Okay, so this stuff definitely works. So like I was saying, 6 to 45 minutes, rejection free, and rise to the top of leaderboards in any company. I've used this to recruit people into multiple businesses and affiliate programs. So you really get to watch over the shoulder of a 7-figure earner as he recruits reps into his business without being awkward or pushy. Now you can also use the same strategies, like I said, to enroll new clients or customers into any other business. So if you have another business, another network marketing company, maybe you're a coach and you're looking to get more clients or maybe more customers, then just take what we're teaching you here, apply it to the other business, and get some results. Now here's the third bonus. You get ongoing support in our private Facebook group and $1,000 per day chat group. That's $1,000 value. You're able to come in this Facebook group, be surrounded by people getting results, ask questions in the chat group, and the power really comes from a community. The power comes from being around a group of people who are in the know, who are getting results, and being able to get that energy transference from them, and that really rubs off on you. It is who you surround yourself with. That's really important. You've probably heard the quote, which is Your income is a direct reflection of the 5 people you hang around with. Well, why not hang around with some top marketers on the internet in this Facebook group and in the Facebook chat and learn exactly what they're doing to recruit new reps, to generate sales, generate commissions. And we're here to help We're here to help people who are brand new. We're here to help experienced people. We're here to help intermediate people. So, anyone can use this group and get some value from it. So bonus 4. Okay, now this is actually something I was a little bit hesitant to give away. I'll be completely honest. So this is the Cracking the Code product. You get lifetime access to this. So what's Cracking the Code? This is an 8-module training program myself, my business partner Phil Faulkner did, and we actually did on top of this 12 weeks worth of webinars. That all the replays are actually in the membership site, which you can see in front of me. And we actually charged people when this was actually a live course, and when we were doing the live webinars, or when the product was, initially launched, we actually charged people sometimes, more than $2,000, right? Because we did different packages and stuff. But the highest one was, $2,000, get access to this content. So there's all kinds of different modules. So there's different modules on creating lead magnets. Phil is a great sales trainer. So there's some psychology and sales. We've got some of my Facebook training in there. There's a training on creating content. There's a training on abundance and prosperity. And then there's some other great resources that we use and that we've been able to access from some of our mentors. So this Cracking the Code product, it has actually produced some great testimonials. So Taryn was part of the program, and she says the program is phenomenal. And she was blessed to be a part of it with everyone. It was really, really cool. We had a group of around 15 people, and everyone who turned up and applied the strategies had some kind of breakthrough. It was very inspiring to see. So we've got Lorem here. Phil, he says, Phil and Seb, that training was powerful. Thank you for the information and your time. Appreciate it. Very cool. So Curtis says, he's done with the training. He spent 3 hours on it. He says, just wanted to say, keep up the good work. It's an honor to be partnered with you and watch you grow. You're definitely someone in the industry I love learning from and look up to. Thanks for all the help. Let's make 2016 a year to never forget. So that's really cool to see these testimonials. So I wanted to share these with you just to let you know how other people were finding the Cracking the Code course. So, and like I said, we actually charge the full price. This is my baby, basically. It's my first ever massive product launch, and you get it completely for free. Now, here's the additional bonus you get. So number 5, you actually get 24 hours of interviews with 7-figure earners. So they're going to take you behind the scenes and share with you some of their, experiences and tips and strategies they've learned over the years to get to where they are now. Imagine being able to watch these interviews, and you can bypass years and reduce your learning curve by years by just plugging into some of these interviews. If you listen to all of these, spend maybe 30 minutes a day, within a month, you can easily get through these. And imagine how much extra knowledge and insight that you'll have as a result of listening to these interviews. You've got some big names in here. You've got Ray Higdon, you've got Todd Falcone, Tracy Walker, we've got Kevin McNabb, Darren Little is in here again, right? Evan Klassen, Greg Gomez. You've got some top people here who have a range of skills and abilities to share with you to help you to build your business. So here's the extra bonus. So number 6, I want to give you access to my 5-day social media sponsoring bootcamp. Here's a testimonial from that. So Adele says, day 3, building relationships. Now this was initially a Facebook group, but I actually turned it into a product. So she says, building relationships, following up people I've messaged, message set up with open questions. My inbox has gone mad all day, and without mentioning what I do, people are asking me. I have shared what I've been up to and taken great interest in people's lives and what they have planned in the coming weeks. I've just had another 12 messages have come through. I have a who do you know list and a tally chart of how many people I contacted today. I covered 35 people. Happy. Thanks, Seb. Enjoyed today's challenge. It's opened up a whole new way of talking to people. So like I said, I turned this from a Facebook group into a product. which you can get instant access to once you're actually a member of us. And Josh also used the bootcamp, and he actually recruited 3 people in a single day, which is really, really cool. So yeah, so this really helped a lot of people to grow their business, generate more leads online, get more sales in in all kinds of different companies. So this really can be applied to anything. Now, the next bonus is I actually did a exclusive webinar replay for paying clients only on how I generated over 46,000 free super targeted views in under 18 months using YouTube. It's $197 value. Now, watch as I take you behind the scenes and show you my exact formula generating floods of free traffic to your business using YouTube. Now, this will cost you a fortune if you did paid advertising and you want to traffic like this. Now, these aren't just any random site visitors, they're actual buyers who are doing their final research before they buy something. There's no more guessing if someone's interested. How about being able to predict this before you even talk to your prospect? And these leads, these views, they're very good prospects to get your offer in front of without even needing a huge amount of traffic to get leads and sales. So if you're considering using video to get exposure to your brand, this replay will be invaluable. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. This webinar really was very useful to a lot of people who wanted to learn how to use YouTube to leverage free traffic for life. Now, here's another bonus I wanted to throw in. I'm able to do a training for a group of people. So for the first 7 action takers, I will run a non-promotional 60-minute training for your team or your group via Zoom. So if you're part of a group of coaches, if you're part of a network marketing team, or if you're a network marketing leader, or if you're in any kind of mastermind group, I actually have the capacity on my Zoom account to do this in front of 100 people. I can run a non-promotional training for your team or group, or we can actually do a one-on-one session instead if you don't want to do a group. But what you can do is ask any question you like at the end of the training. We can do this on a topic of your choosing. You can also keep the recording to reference later. Now, here's some testimonials. Okay, there's some testimonials from other people who've been part of the Black Ops community. So we've got John Hunley here, who used to work in sales, and he's now gone full time as of April 2016. And he was able to make 21K in 21 days, completely 100% profit. The next success story is Kim Justice, right? Kim used to be a personal trainer, and then all of a sudden she broke through and let go of her excuses and was able to, really manifest the money, the kind of money that she wanted to. She made 16K in seven weeks. The next success story is Vitaly Dubinin, right? So Vitaly's been online for a couple of years, but he was stuck at $10,000 a month, which is a respectable income, and he was able to get to $67,000 $67,200 in just 60 days, all pure profit using the strategies we teach in our mastermind. So the next one is Jeff Lynn. Now Jeff's again, was stuck at like $5,000 a month, and then he was able to get to 25K in 5 weeks. Now here's a success story that I still struggle to believe, to be honest with you, but it really is true. So Robbie Godsell, he is like 17 years old. He lives in Scotland, right? And he made 34K his first month. He was very new to online marketing. He'd maybe been doing it for maybe about 4 or 5 months before he found Black Ops. And he applied the strategies, and he made 34K profit as a 17-year-old. Can you imagine that? Being 17 years old and having 34K in your bank account. Imagine how many options that would give you. The next one is Eagle Dan Vexter, right? So Eagle again was a personal trainer. He was completely new to online marketing. He was also a personal trainer, but he'd never been on the internet before. He was just looking for ways to make money, and he made $8,000 in just 10 days. And his actual screenshot of a message that we have, a conversation we had with him. And you can obviously see from the little smiley face, he's obviously very happy about it. So here's a question for you. So what would be a fair investment to hold all of the kings to the kingdom of online marketing? Well, how about $10,000? That would still be a fair price, to learn all of the strategies that some of the biggest names out there in online marketing are applying day to day. To even invest $10,000 would be worth it. But you won't invest that. You won't invest anywhere near $10,000. How about 7,000? Well, that'll still be a good deal, but don't worry, you won't invest 7,000. How about $5,000? Well, again, it's a good deal, but you won't invest $5,000. 3,000, you won't invest $3,000. $2,000, no. Again, still a great deal, but you won't even invest $2,000. Now, here's a recap of what you get, by the way. So, bonus number one, 90 days millionaire mentoring, $10,000 value. Next one is top recruiting training, recruit new reps in 6 to 45 minutes, $2,000 value. And then it's ongoing support in our private Facebook group and $1,000 per day group chat, $1,000 value. Then it's cracking the code, lifetime access to that, $19.97 value. Bonus 5, 24 hours of interviews with 7-figure income earners, that's $13.49 value. Bonus number 6, 5-day social media sponsoring bootcamps, $197 value. Bonus number 7, YouTube lead generation webinar, $197 value. Bonus number 8, training for a group that I can do for you, $197 value. So that's a total value of $16,937, right? So that's the total if you went and bought these things separately. And, I was tempted to retail it around this price, but you won't invest that because I wanted to open this up to more people. I wanted to give people, like I said earlier in the webinar, a chance to do this without having to put in, $66,000, $10,000, $20,000. I wanted to open this up to more people and give them a fair chance at this. So what would it be worth to you to start unlocking $1,000 days and learning some of the most effective, leveraged, and proven online marketing strategies to finally get results? So today, the investment in your education is only $1,249 and only $99 every 3 months to stay active. That's it. That's the only cost. Now, due to my schedule, I can only take on 11 people. And these 11 people I will work with personally. I will help them to, in any area of their life, help them, understand their goals and help them to work towards them, whether it's to grow their business, get more coaching clients, grow the network marketing team, promote their traditional business, or maybe they work in a corporate job and they're looking to kind of climb the ladder a bit. My goal is to help these 11 people to excel at what they already do. So to claim this offer before it expires, and I will raise the price, I will get rid of some of these bonuses very, very soon. But to claim this offer, go to sebbrantigan.net/join Seb. Okay, there should be a button below. So if you click that button as well, a big orange button should appear. So make sure to click that. If you can't see the button or it won't work, just go to sebbrantigan.net/join Seb to be able to, take me up on this offer here. So here's a heads up, by the way. You don't need technical skills or specialized knowledge. Technophobes are welcome. You don't have to be an expert at this stuff. You really don't. Okay, we'll show you some ways you can get all the technical stuff done out of the way. There's very minimal technical things, and you don't need any specialized knowledge. Now, if you only have a few hours per day, you can do this. In fact, we've got a guy who's a full-time engineer. He made $18,000 his first month, and he's making about $5,000 per month now, still working full-time as an engineer. When he's at work, he's at work. He's not allowed his phone. He can't, be on the computer. He can't run his business. So he's got 8 hours a day minimum while he's at work, and he just comes home and works in the evening, maybe 4 to 5 hours in the evening, and he's still able to make pretty much a full-time income on a part-time basis. So if you only have a few hours per day, trust me, you can do this. And there are no large monthly expenses required. Okay, that's it. You pay the one-time fee, and then set and forget. Just pay $99 every 3 months, and that's all you pay to stay active. And here's what's cool: you don't need a lot of existing contacts or a big network to get started. Because guess what, guys? A lot of people we've worked with didn't have any contacts. They didn't have any network. But we showed them strategies to build up a network, to get contacts, and to build that relationship with them and apply the strategies to turn those conversations into cash flow for their business. So here's what you have to be, though. You have to be coachable. So just follow the instructions that we lay out on the inside and you won't go far wrong. We have your back every step of the way, and trust me, we're not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, to reassure you that we're not going anywhere, in fact, we're in the middle of building offers that Black Op members can actually retail so you guys can start earning from multiple income streams. So what that means is you can go into different market sections, different businesses, you can sell different products, and you can earn multiple income streams. So you're not just tied to one business and one strategy. We're going to show you how to do it in multiple niches, multiple markets, and really be a true entrepreneur and have multiple income streams. So you're always protected if one of them ever goes down. So what's the next steps? Okay, so the next step is to, first of all, you should see a button. If you click the orange button below, you should be taken to a website with a video of me. If you scroll down until you see this green button here, the button will say, click here to lock arms with us, claim your limited time bonuses, and get positioned to earn instant $1,000 commissions. Once you click that green button, you should see a page that says this, okay? It says Exitus. So this is the company we actually use and run everything through. So it says create Exitus Elite membership. Now make sure the referrer is me, Seb Brantigan. So that's exactly how my username will appear. And then your membership, make sure it says $99 one-time payment. That's valid for 3 months, okay? And you can also do a yearly membership, but that's not necessary. If you do the year membership, you'll maybe save $99. That's completely up to you. So step 3, once you're actually logged into the back office, then you want to go, once you create your account and you pay the administration fee, then you want to go to payments made, okay? You want to follow the instructions in the back office. There should be some instructions that appear. And you're going to want to pay for both the advanced, which is $100, and the elite, which is $1,000 together. And if you're using PayPal, make sure to send an additional $50 to cover the fees. So the total should be $12.49 if using PayPal. And if you have any issues, please message me on Facebook, which is fb.com/s.j.brantigan. You're probably connected with me on Facebook anyway. If not, just search my name on Facebook, send me a friend request, send me a message, and my email is seb.brantigan@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you can also email me there as well. But make sure to do this before making payment, so I can make sure that you've followed the instructions correctly and you follow the right process. Now, here's a special offer I wanted to just throw in. Okay, I literally thought of this last minute before I got up and running with this webinar. But if you join today and you refer one person to Black Ops, I will actually send you $300 cash. Now, there's a few terms that apply to this. It'll be very simple terms. It's be very easy to meet the criteria. But again, this offer will not be valid for very long. So again, if you join and refer one person, I'll actually send you $300 cash. Okay, $300 cash to your PayPal account. So welcome on board. So in order for you to actually get all these bonuses, you need to follow all of these instructions to be eligible. Now, time is ticking, and rest assured this offer will not be valid at this price much longer. So I want to say to you, welcome on board. I look forward to helping you smash your goals, targets, and to achieve more in life. So those of you who are on board, you can expect that I'll reach out to you, congratulate you, make sure you're added and plugged into all of the things we have going on in the Black Ops community, and make sure that we get you started on the right foot. That's really important to us. As soon as the second you join, we get to work and make sure you're made welcome. We make sure that you are plugged up, set up properly, so that you can get into profit mode as quickly as possible. Really, really important to us. So again, the investment, your education is only $12.49, 9 every 3 months. You can only take on 11 people, and to claim this offer before it expires, go to sebbrantigan.net/join Seb. Okay, and right now, if you're kind of on the fence, here's what I'm going to say: is I was on the fence too when I was first looking at different businesses, different opportunities. And what is powerful to know is procrastination costs you money. Think about Christmas. Think about how many people pay extra shipping, they pay extra for gifts and stuff, just because they waited to last minute to make it happen. Well, I don't want procrastination to be a habit for you that hinders your progress and hinders you growing. So what I'd recommend is, here's what I will say: success follows speed. Success follows speed. So if you want success, you might as well be speedy. Okay, and if you want to be in profit mode and you want to attract other people who are serious investors, then you need to be a serious investor yourself. If you're hesitating to invest in something, then don't be surprised when you're attracting other people who also hesitate to invest in things. So that's just a really powerful thing that one of my mentors told me. So highly recommend you take that on board. Again, this will not be available at this price for very, very long. I'm known for trying different things, moving things around. So in terms of new offers and things that come out. So really, I would not sit on this. Okay, you could come back to this page and all of a sudden everything's changed. Everything, the price is higher, some of the bonuses are gone. You'll be kicking yourself for not doing it. So highly, highly recommend that you take action now and do what you have to do to get in with this. Okay, $12.49 one time. If you don't, well, you're going to be missing out on all these bonuses. They'll be going to other people who are serious action takers and really want success. They're willing to do anything to go and get it. So with that said, thank you ever so much for attending the webinar. It's been great having you on here. Hopefully you got some massive value. By all means, do reach out to me on Facebook if you got some value. It's Seb Brantigan on Facebook. Just search for me. I'll come up immediately. Really been good to having you here. Hopefully you've learned a lot. Hopefully you've got a lot of notes. So thank you ever so much for attending. I really, really value being here as an attendee. I look forward to doing more webinars like this that are jam-packed and give you the insight that you need to help you to build your business, help you to get higher in your corporate career, help you to get more coaching clients, help you to grow your real estate mortgage business, traditional business, whatever it is. I'm very confident that the training information that I deliver will benefit you in some way. So if that's been the case, please reach out to me on Facebook and let me know what you liked about the webinar. Thank you again ever so much. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you again very, very soon.